Evening to you all, respected headmaster sir, worthy judges, and all my dear friends. This house will come to order. I, Aditya Bhardwaj, and my friend Ayush Rai feel honored to welcome you all to the fourth debate of DPS Online Debates 2020. The topic being debated today is that government should allow residential schools to reopen immediately.
Okay, start. Start.
Topic being debated today is that government should allow residential school to reopen immediately. Now let me introduce you to the participants. In the proposition team, we have Vasu Saxena as the lead speaker, second speaker as Arnab Basnet, and the third speaker as Mohammad Arif. The opposition team comprising the lead opposition speaker as Bhavik Dabra, second opposition speaker Nishchay Singh, and the third opposition speaker as Aman Garg. On behalf of the House, I extend a warm welcome to our judges. Our first judge is Mrs. Sheetal Chauhan. Mrs. Sheetal Chauhan is an MSc in Zoology and a Diploma in Disaster Management. She is presently serving as Vice Principal in Government Senior Secondary School in Shimla, Himachal Pradesh. She has a vast experience of judging debates, various other competition at Children's Science Congress at various levels. Her son, Arth Chauhan, is a student of BPS.
Thank you.
Our second judge is Mrs. Ritu Dey. Mrs. Ritu Dey has been working in the learning and development industry for the last 15 years, a seasoned instructional designer and a published author. She creates and designs training material for varied target audience spread across the globe. Her son, Amog Dey, studies in BPS. Our third judge is Mr. Himanshu sir. You all know him. He is a teacher in Birla Public School middle section, and he has a keen interest in co-curricular activities.
No.
I would like to welcome our special guest, Mrs. Shivangi Sharma. She is a teacher at BPS. You all know her very well. Let's begin the debate. To set the ball rolling, I call upon the lead speaker to deliver the resolution, define its terms, and outline the proposition's case.
Good evening to the respected and experienced judges, honorable guests, and every participant present here. Today, me, Vasu Saxena, and my team will speak in favor of the motion that this House believes that the government should allow residential schools to reopen immediately. The world today is facing a pandemic of unprecedented proportions. The entire world as we know it has come to a standstill. Administration of every country has taken the decision to have everyone stay indoors to save this infectious disease from turning into a biogenocide. Hence, all schools have been closed since March as a precautionary measure and also to avoid any mishaps. Now, after 3.5 months, there is a nationwide debate on whether the schools, especially the residential schools, should reopen. I strongly believe that they should, and here are my reasons why. Firstly, residential. The word in itself is a point in itself. Once a student enters the school, they are anyways not allowed to go out, which works perfectly with any lockdown or quarantine norms. The students are treated as house members and their basic needs are well taken care of. The most important factor here is that as future global citizens of the world, they get an opportunity to learn how to face turmoils bravely and emerge victorious.
We shall now hear the lead speaker of opposition speech. Lead speaker opposition, please.
Okay. Am I audible, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Greetings of the day to everyone present here. Respected judges, anchors, and my fellow delegates. I, the lead speaker of the opposition team, is here to oppose the motion that the residential schools should open immediately in this pandemic situation. I am here to basically oppose the motion. I'm here with my team with two speakers in the following order, that is Nishchay Singh as second speaker and Aman Garg as third speaker. And we want to express the views on the behalf of every student studying in the residential school and on the behalf of every parent who is not willing to send their child to the residential school. So first of all, I would like to take your attention towards the total number of coronavirus cases in our country. So there are total number of 626k confirmed cases and 330k have recovered and 18,213 are the deaths and one has migrated as well. Now, secondly, taking into consideration the most famous residential schools in India are located in that regions where a lot of number of coronavirus cases are there. So coming to this topic, the Doon schools in Uttarakhand. In Uttarakhand, there are total number of 2,984 cases. The Mayo College and Bidla Public School Pilani in Rajasthan. In Rajasthan, there are total number of 18,662 cases. The Bishop Cotton School in Himachal Pradesh. So in Himachal Pradesh, there are total number of 1,014 cases and many are suspected as well. So it's a question to the proposition team that after seeing this numeric values of the large number of cases, I would like to say bulk number of cases in the states where the most famous residential schools are located, do they think now as well that they should even think about the idea of reopening the schools? So now expanding out the arguments of the team, I want to take your attention towards a report by The Hindu that says that Mysuru schools has donated their hostel beds to the quarantine centers as there was a shortage of places to keep the infected patient. I would like to recall the condition in Italy where the patients were laid down on the roads as there was shortage of the beds, and the Italian government didn't even space to accumulate the infected patients. So don't the proposition team thinks that Indian government had took a lesson from the Italian government, and also the Indian government thinks that donation of beds by the residential schools and turning off that schools to quarantine centers would at least provide some facility with the patients. Also, I would like to take your attention towards a report by Deccan Herald that says that when the Chinese government thought of reopening the residential schools in Beijing, where the coronavirus has originated, they had taken all the precautionary measures. I would repeat, they had taken all the precautionary measures possible.
Okay. Now I call upon the second proposition speaker to come out with his arguments in support of the resolution.
Okay, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yeah.
A very good evening to the House. I'm Arnav, here to support the motion. As the unlockdown phase has begun slowly but steadily all across India, we as a proposition strongly believe that it should start for the education field too. Nobody can say how long this pandemic will last. The only thing we know is that we are losing plenty during this period. Online classes aren't proving to be so helpful, and we are running late for all the learning that has to be done by this semester. Who will deny the fact that not only students, but the world is going through a loss? And as the end of this massive pandemic cannot be predicted, it is time we learn to live with the virus.
Now, I invite the second speaker from the opposition to put forth his case.
Yes, am I audible? Good evening to the board members and all my dear friends. Today, our team is going to oppose this motion. I personally feel or believe that opening of residential schools should be neglected and I have the following reasons for that. Firstly, by seeing the number of cases in the past 24 hours of India, there has been a massive increment of about 18,000 plus cases as recent cases and total 2.5 lakhs cases as the active cases of India. Secondly, the reports of the edicts live have concluded that corona positive patients are given meals twice a day and not even fresh, and the patients who could not recover this disease, they are left as it is for death. And if a child gets disease by an infected child or staff, no parent would desire to see this condition of the children. Thirdly, the preventive measures given by WHO and UNICEF, that is to maintain social distancing and wear masks, can be ignored among the children. And lastly, the transmission of this disease can be transmitted by indirect contact to a person by respiratory droplets, and by hand-to-hand transmission.
Okay. Now I would like to call upon the third speaker of the proposition to extend the arguments in the favor of the resolution. Third speaker.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Continue.
Mr. Daniel Greenberg truly said, "You are penalized for doing something wrong, but that won't work in these days, in the digital world we live in today." Respected jury and my teacher, my fellow mates, honorable guests, and all my near and dear ones, a very good evening to one and all present here. I, Muhammad Arif, take this opportunity to present my views in favor of the topic. Government schools government should open residential schools. We all are undergoing in the pandemic phase that led to a great loss in the economy, jobs, as well as education. Nevertheless, the teachers as well as the education system of the countries tried their best to provide the class-like facilities, but still you can't provide it until you observe the student in your own way.
Now it's turn of the third speaker from the opposition to extend the argument in opposition of the resolution.
Respected teachers and my fellow mates, a very good evening to one and all present here. I would take this opportunity to present my views in against the topic residential schools should reopen immediately during this pandemic. Dr. Tedros, Director General of WHO, said in his opening remarks that pandemic is not a word to use lightly or carelessly. It is a word that, if misused, can cause an unreasonable fear or unjustified acceptance that the fight is over, leading to unnecessary suffering and even death. As many as 800 plus residential schools and hostels, which have been hosting more than 50,000 people under institutional quarantine for over 3 months, are posing a unique challenge for authorities. The schools and hostels run by the Social Welfare Department need to accommodate students, as there is talk of schools and colleges being reopened immediately. Taking this point in light, as we all believe and know that the children or teens are more easily affected as compared to adults, and keeping the students there where all the positive patients were residing might be risky. Even the parent or guardian might not favor this type of decision. The present scenario, 18,522 cases have been confirmed in this 24 hours all over India, and total deaths 17,400. The pandemic is in the peak right now. So the idea of opening a residential school immediately can lead to a big problem. As we all agree to this point that a child is more safe in their homes and with their parents, the caring given to them there might be neglected elsewhere. Studies can be continued through online classes, but health of a child cannot be taken at risk.
Okay. Now I invite the lead speaker of the proposition to sum up the team's arguments and further strengthen the case in the favor of the motion.
I would like to begin. Yes, I would like to begin my conclusion with my first point. The fear exists and parents are scared, and they are rightfully so. The residential schools can issue policies and guidelines that they would follow to convince the parents that their wards will be safe in the school, and then ensure effective execution of those policies and guidelines. This might be extensive planning on behalf of the school, but will ensure that the student population comes back and benefits from what the school has to offer. Also, given the fact that research says we may have to live with COVID-19, this will be a first courageous step to living with it.
Now I invite the lead speaker of the opposition to sum up his team's argument and further strengthen the case against the motion.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, please go on.
Okay. First of all, I would like to gravely thank the judges and the anchors to give me this opportunity to express our team views on this topic. And now I would like to take your attention again towards our highlighted points of our team. And I would like to sum up our team arguments. So firstly, as suggested by second speaker, we know that the patients who are infected are given a meal for only 2 times a day and are left alone in the beds, and they are not allowed to meet anyone else. So does the proposition team think that children will be able to survive in this condition? Don't you think that they will be depressed? Now, suggested by my third speaker, that parents or guardians of the children, when come to meet them, we don't know where they are coming from and from whom they have contacted. also said by my third speaker that a child can't wear a mask all day long, and caring given to them at their home might not be given by anyone else during this pandemic.
I congratulate all the debaters on their performances. I thank the audience for their attentiveness. I thank all the judges for spending their worthy time to attend this debate. This debate is now concluded. The result will be declared tomorrow and it will be posted in the WhatsApp group. I would now like to request our honorable judges to speak a few words and bless us with their thoughts. Ma'am, please.
May I, sir?
Please, ma'am, Sheetal ma'am, please continue.
Okay. First of all, I must thank the BPS team to give me this opportunity to judge this excellent debate and to learn from these genius boys. And then I must also thank the BPS team to organize such events in this pandemic situation, such serious situation. And then also you are taking care of children, giving them informations and keeping them updated. Thank you, Jaskaran sir, for this. And I am always with you, with the team, BPS. And if ever I am given such an opportunity to judge such events or anything, I'll be there and make sure for that. Thank you, boys. You were excellent and keep going. Thank you.
Ritu ma'am, would you like to say us a few words?
Yes, of course. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir, once again for this opportunity that I am being a part of this very fruitful session. Like all these debates have been a learning session for me, and especially today, I felt there was a lot of energy. I was impressed with the kind of data these boys collected. That's very, very relevant, and the topic itself gave them a lot of material to talk about. I don't know what their individual thoughts would be, but each one of them, they were on the part of the team and they had very solid arguments to strengthen their cases. So congratulations to each one of you boys, including the anchors who were like keeping a tab on the watch. Even though you were listening, but yes, you were also keeping a track of what these participants were talking. So a job very well done in spite of all the schools. I understand it's online world and your classes have started. So if you're devoting time for this kind of exercise, hats off to you boys. Keep it up.
Hello, good evening all. I really felt happy after a long time. I've seen you people and the topic of the debate was really good and contemporary. This house believes that the government should allow residential school to be reopened immediately. And, you know, every speaker has done a great job in, you know, pursuing their content. I'm really happy the way you persuaded the other opposition team or the opposition team towards the proposition team.
Topic was very, you know, contemporary. It's very burning issue, whether school should be open or not. And thank you, boys, for giving us lots of, you know, points to make our SOP, standard operation procedure. Definitely we will include these things. However, we have already made our SOPs and we are waiting for all students with open arm. Though we are sometimes, you know, we cannot do anything because our decision means we cannot take our individual independent decision. Government has to take decisions, but we are absolutely ready. We have
boys, again, you know, tomorrow there will be you know, a session with you, and I have noted down many points. We will discuss those in detail. Actually, it's a very good opportunity for me because I get a good sample of your language, and I keep on noting, you know, the areas where we need to work. Okay, grammar, pronunciation, whatever. I keep on. That's why I, you know, there are 3 judges. They are doing their job, and I focus on that. And there are, you know, there will be some remedial session or whatever you call those. I will have, you know, we will work on those areas. Otherwise, you have put up a really good show again, all right? And some of you came out with really well-crafted arguments. Actually, I don't think much was available on net, perhaps, no? You dug into your own repertoire of information, whatever information you're gathering from news, and, you know, maybe these things are being discussed at home. So I could see that personal touch some of you were giving. Yes, some statistics you know, collected from here and there. Otherwise, I could see that, you know, you generated your. Thank you, judges, Sheetal ma'am and Ritu ma'am. We are really very thankful to you, and you add novelty or whatever. So your presence is always very encouraging. Anchu sir, thank you very much for those melodious sounds and comic interludes. Anyway.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
thank you for pulling. Sir, thank you for pulling me.
Okay, judges and special thanks to judges again. Okay, bye everybody.
You are welcome, sir.
Have a good day.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good.